Please be upstanding for the national anthem of the United States of America. Please remain upstanding for the national anthem of Papua New Guinea.
Good afternoon and welcome here to Montrose for this third round of the AFL International Cup between the United States and Papua New Guinea. Both teams 1-1 and looking to get ahead in the winners column here. We just saw a pretty rousing rendition of both national anthems and the PNG's version of the haka. Hello everyone, my name's Steve White and joining me commentary side here for today's game, very special guest from across the Pacific Ocean, the voice of the USAFL. Thank you very much, Brian Barish. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. Good afternoon, everyone. The USA actually 2-0.
2-0, my bad.
So far, no worries.
Yes.
So this game, very important because if they win this game, they have France left to go to make it to the MCG. So just like a bunch of cows in a cannabis patch, the stakes are high.
I like that. More of a West Coast thing. Oh, actually, you're in Melbourne. We'll let that slide. But, yeah, obviously, bottom place France, probably an easy victory for the United States, but they got to get by PNG, who got over Nauru just last week, but came off a pretty bruising encounter at Ireland in the first round. So both teams with a win United States arguably in a bit more form. So how are you seeing them coming into today's game?
Well, this game is going to be very similar, I think, to the RSA game, to the South Africa game. It's a very similar type of team. They're quick, they're athletic, they're fast. USA has the height advantage. I think the difference is that PNG are a lot more polished when it comes to their skills. It's going to be a much tougher game. They've never defeated them. They've never defeated Papua New Guinea. They've played them twice in International Cup play. They'd like to break that duck today.
And of course, Papua New Guinea, 2-time AFL Cup champs. And a great day out here at the foot of the Dandenongs in southeast Melbourne. And we're about to get underway. Quarter number 1. The bounce down. Wilhelm goes up in the ruck, loses a tap down, gets a second bite at it. In comes here Sears for the USA and hands off now here to Garthright. He kicks this one up towards full forward. There's Levi, big spoil from behind as the ball hits the deck. Tap down there by Levesque. And this one all out in the 50-metre line as Papua New Guinea trying to get up the half-back flank. There's Bobber guys in there. Quick hands out into the 50-metre line. Going in hard. There was Akai for PNG. Gives away the free kick. And it's going the way of the USA. Clyde Simpson going to get the first crack at goal. Backing himself here from about 55 out, about a 25-degree angle, and possibly the first score of the game going the way of the red, white, and blue, Brian.
Clyde Simpson, captain of the Columbus Jackaroos. Very confident young man. Kick is up on the way from 50 meters out. That looked pretty good. It is dead center perfect. And it's only taken a minute, but the USA have the first major score of the game. The Revos won straight 6. Papua New Guinea, no score. That is an absolute dream start for the Revos, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, all set up by that Wilhelm winning the ruck out of the center. Came out to the straight into the half-forward line. Clyde Simpson made no mistake. Silly mistake there from PNG. They'll be ruining that. But we're only 1:15 gone, 1 straight 6 plays. 0. Let's hand it over to the voice of the USAFL.
All right, back in the middle of the ground. One out by the USA again. Big bump in there on Freeman. He's going to be seeing stars after that one. The umpire crosses his arms, and we'll have a ball up on the near side, commentary side, in front of a very vocal and very large crowd here at the Montrose Footy Club. Wilhelm, swing and a miss. Ball goes to ground. Papua New Guinea wins it out to the near side. There's Simpson again chasing in after the man in Phillip, Paul Phillip. Now they get it up on the near side. Kick that one in towards the 50. Judge went for the mark. Couldn't rather that was Taibji who went for it. Papua New Guinea corrals it. Throws that one onto the left inside 50 marked. And a good job there by Amua Parika, who kicked 4 goals in the last game against Nehru. He did a very good job to get away from his target there, Steve.
Absolutely, and Parika, we're going to line up from about 55 out, almost identical to the same spot Simpson was in. Let's see if he can slot this one through here for PNG, Brian.
So he's going to step back. This is about a 45-meter arc, by the way, for those of you watching at home. So the kick will come right about on the paint. As I mentioned, he kicked 4. He walks forward like a horse needing a good relief, and he kicks that one on the way, and he has leveled the scores, just snuck inside the goalpost. So 2.5 minutes gone. Each team has split the sticks right down the middle. It's the USA 1 straight 6, Papua New Guinea 1 straight 6.
And just keeping eyes here, Clyde Simpson looks to be in some discomfort here just in front of us on the boundary side. It's doubled over. I'm assuming that's a rib. He was involved in a pretty heavy collision just there at the breakdown. Let's hope he's okay to continue as the tap comes down now here from Nemete. Upway PNG, but taken away now here by Lenahan. The kick in towards the forward line. It's socket off the ground there by Akari. And in come the USA now looking for the second. Straight in front! And it is straight through the middle. Levesque with the second goal of the game for the USA. 2 straight 12. They lead PNG 1 straight 6. 3:24 gone, first term. And goal for goal here to start this one.
Well, it's the way we're going. We're going to break the scoreboard over there right now, and that's pretty good. A pretty good job by Matt Levesque. We have Matt over here on special comments, mate. How do you see it?
So far, what I've seen is Papua New Guinea have got Levi, number 3, sitting deep in defence as a loose man. He's just sitting in front of those 2 USA forwards down there. Hasn't done much so far when they've gone up there, but let's see if that works.
And that quashes the conspiracy theory that there were Provisa problems, as our fellow EFL commentator Gus McLeod alluded to before the broadcast. Anyway, play returns here. Here's Benno trying to bust through for PNG. On the footy now is Garthright. He gets met solidly there, and we got a free kick going the way of PNG. No, it's going the way of, no, it's going PNG, yep.
No, it was a little bit of an undercarriage tackle, low tackle, and he is he's counting the clouds at the moment, it seems like.
Well, plenty of it above us right now is...
that looks bad. What was it, 15?
Yeah, so that's Brendan Benno. Took a solid collision. Anyway, play continues as the kick comes in towards the forward line. Flying up there was Watovo. Plenty of players in. PNG looking to bust through now here through Aura. And, well, taken high. And they're going to get a free kick dead in front. And a chance here to tie the score. Let's have a look on the replay here. Spone was in there, lost possession of the footy. Parika trying to bust through. Got one up high there from Taiji. And he concedes the free. Dead in front almost, about 35 out. And this is a real chance to tie the score here early, with 5 minutes just about gone.
That was soft, I reckon. That was soft.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
I know you wouldn't, but...
Well, we don't want to see the results if you did. But anyway, so Parika will line up from about 35 out, maybe a little touch under that, and about a 25-degree angle, and a chance here to tie the score here for PNG. And the kick, it's good. And the second goal to PNG goes to Parika. They tie the score, 2 straight 12 each. 5:26 gone first term here, Brian.
Yeah, it's this is the sort of game. It's going to be fast-paced. It's almost like a track meet out there with both teams, and really both teams are doing well with the footy. We said, probably could question the call there, and won't get too much into that. But at any event, ball back in the center of the ground here at the beautiful Montrose Recreation Reserve. Once again, our thanks to the Montrose Football Club for hosting International Cup footy. USA were here in 2014. Oh, that's a heck of a hit out, but it's controlled. Restrepo gets away, puts it out in front of the man, and Bobby Sears. That one kicked off the ground, and it's marked nicely there by Levi. So Levi will take a look around. He'll go out to the left side, trying to change the scenery, puts it out on a string off the fingertips of the man. Chasing over there is Carpenter. He's bodied down, and that one is kept in, and the ball will go out of bounds. I believe that has gone out on the full, it looks like, Steve.
Well, I actually thought that was a throw there, courtesy of DePina, but USA with a free kick.
A lot of heavy hitting so far as well. Both teams are just going flat out, 100% at each other there, and you've noticed that, I think it's Alphonse Jambarufo is sitting right off the centre bounce there for PNG, right deep.
My God, that kick was uglier than my 10th grade Spanish teacher. Back in the ground now as they get it out of the back, throws that one out to the near side, kicks it along the ground, and here comes Papua New Guinea trying to release out to the near side. Nice, great spoil. Great spoil by Michael Linehan, the man they call Sharky, as there's the captain, Manley Johnson. Just throw that one on to the right ahead of Dragas. Here's Dragas, finds Carpenter too close to the boundary line. He caught it in play and then pushed out. Little bit, well, the hitting is picked up. This is certainly as intense as a USA and Canada match the other day. That was a rivalry, and I'll tell you what, both these teams know what are coming at them.
And especially the PNG Island game was no stranger to that either. Here's Gideon Simon trying to bust through the tackle. Tap forward there by Sui. And met solidly there was Johnson. The kick up there coming in from Phillip. It's up towards the half-forward line, battling for position is Parika. Lies a pretty good tackle, and diving in there was Freeman for the USA. And, well, players coming from everywhere as the kick now up towards the centre wing in the direction there of Wilhelm. Too much for him to handle. Hands off now here to Simon. Almost through the footy. Gives a quick hand pass out now here to Garogo. And off now here to the bulky frame of Watoyo. The kick was a mongrel, and it's all the way up now to Pina. Dropped the mark, which he probably should have taken. Owa's in there now for PNG. Tries to burst through the pack, and the ball comes out, tranked through Spone, and we come out towards the centre wing area. Ball takes a pretty nasty bounce. Picked up now here by Spone. Quick hands up there now here to Fisher. And, well, a free kick given. Late tackle. So free kick given it to Linehan, and he's going to take it in the centre square. 8:23 gone, scores level, 2 straight 12 as the kick from Linehan now in the direction of DePina. Decides to relinquish it. McGettigan's in there for the USA as is Levi. The hand pass over the top. They're looking for Sears. Gets bumped off it. There was Akai. Here comes the kick now in towards a vacant goal square, but it's not going to travel, and it comes in there to the forward pocket. Kick now up towards the half-forward line, and it's all Team USA as Wilhelm takes the mark and assesses his options upfield. Nothing much on offer. Decides to go in short, looking for the contested mark there by Bobby Sears. And he's going to back himself and line up from about a 5-degree angle straight in front.
Bobby Sears from the Houston Lone Stars, former member of the Golden Gate Roos, overcoming a ligament issue in his right elbow which delayed his trip. This is his second game as he got here just in time for South Africa. So Sears, the kick from the edge of the center square. It's going to die in the square, and does look like it did find the field of play. That's not a terrible result for the Americans, as it will be all of about 2.75 meters around from their target. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. The ball comes back in the play. Dragus couldn't claim it cleanly. Ball goes to ground, picked out there by Levi. Controlled again by Papua New Guinea. Pops into the arms of Garogo. And Garogo rushes it forward out into the middle of the ground now. Off the tip of Franco. Goes backwards. Taib G has it. Long handball across, a little 1-2, do-si-do with Spawn. Throws that one onto the right, hugs the boundary line like a teddy bear. Juggled and caught by DePina. Play on, he says. He gets a good tackle. Gives it to Restrepo. Restrepo with a ski jump ball high in the air. This is all Dragus. Nope, ball goes to ground as Papua New Guinea trying to get it out. Good job by DePina to try and crumb the play. Papua New Guinea has numbers and is able to get it out, and they'll try to release up the left side, Steve.
So the ball out near here to the center wing, and it's all PNG. As they burst forward, the kick now in towards the half-forward line in the direction of Severe. It's bumped down there. Watovo couldn't take the mark for PNG. Fisher gets the hand pass over the top there in the direction of Wilhelm. He just swats this one forward. You have Jambarufos there, tries to lay the tackle there on Spone, and ball goes out of play. We'll have a boundary throw. And Buddy Spone, real name Michael Spone, accomplished American Hockey League referee and East Coast Hockey referee, referee the Australian Ice Hockey League, and he promised me, well, I said I promised him I'd be nice in the broadcast, but...
Does that count as being nice?
Zero chance of that happening, as I told him also on Facebook. So this one now busts through to PNG, quick hands out now here to Jambarufo. He's dispossessed, great strong tackle, and holding the ball correctly given. And the USA have run themselves a free kick.
Both teams need to just take a deep breath, I think. They've come out with plenty of energy to start. They're all excited, the big clash, but they just need to slow it down. I think they're just going 100 miles an hour. I don't know if it can last. Absolutely.
The kick there from Levesque there in the direction of Wanya. Oh, almost took a one-hander. Beautiful attempt. Here comes Tito Restrepo. He gets the hands out, looking for Lundfeld. Couldn't take it cleanly. Gets taken to deck there by John James Levi, and we'll have a ball up.
To go what you said, Matty, this is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, is there a heat in this clash though? Because there seems to be a lot of sort of physical niggles. Is PNG? Is there a history there?
Like I said, the USA has lost to them twice, and like I said, there's a lot in the balance here, because a win and all that's standing with them is a game you would think a winnable game against France. You don't want to take anything for granted, but both teams want this. And Papua New Guinea, listen, if they win, they're 2-1. There's still a chance. They're very much back in it.
50 meters here.
And a 50, it looks like it's actually 25, or at least it should be given as 25 in this tournament.
Didn't get the ball back to him on the full.
Nope, and those are sort of the mistakes that you can't make against a team like this, because they will absolutely come to bite you in the derriere in the end. So the kick is lining up right now, standing about 65 meters from goal. Resplendent against the beautiful green backdrop.
Jay Levesque, and
he's got close.
He turned it on, and that's going to be 25.
Jay Levesque and Garogo were going at it over off the play there.
Okay. And Garogo got called for it. Well, Jay Levesque, he's about as annoying as a fire ant, and he's definitely, he's definitely known for his physicality, and he's known to get in the players' heads. Here is DePina, who's bumped free, and the umpire will say looked like holding the ball, and it is. So free kick to the Mosquitoes, and they are buzzing around like mosquitoes at the moment. Yep, up to the left side. Nice sliding mark taken up on that wing position. Again, 12-12, 13 minutes gone. We're playing 17.5-minute quarters, remember. Round 3 of the AFL International Cup 2017. Whoa. Oh, high flyer. Looked like the immaculate reception for a moment. Hugged along the sideline, popped up into the air, controlled there by Sui. Plays that one in, and it's marked defensively by Fisher. And the USA will try and shake the Etch-a-Sketch and drop something new, Steve.
So how they come at defense from Johnson, the kick up towards the wing. Just nothing, a great mark taken there by Akupo. And well, that was over the 50, and quite right, Carpenter ran through the mark, and well, taking the marker, Team USA here through Restrepo, and he plays on quickly, centers the footy, and out comes Fisher now for the USA in the direction there of DePina. Got a plenty of time and space, and with a hot pursuit though, there is Akari, tries to run him down, moved there to the center, nice contest, but it falls onto the deck. Here comes the kick in, and it's just to the left. I believe that was Nguyen there on the kick. And the first minor score of the game, United States 2-1-13. They lead PNG 2 straight 12. We played 14-12 here in the first term.
Both sides are now starting to tire a bit, and you can see them sort of go to their structures. USA look to move the ball a bit sideways, go laterally. PNG are going to go and try and direct straight up the middle.
Kicking up the far side, as that one is controlled by Greasiak, man who's stronger than a garlic milkshake, throwing that one on the spawn, puts it in looking for Dragas, but the kick was overcooked out to the near side, looking for the man there in Jambarufo, straight up the near side, off the hands of Manley Johnson, and the ball tumbles out of bounds like some dice, and out of bounds right in front of Steve Madden and myself here in Montrose Footing Ground.
I was going to say, Philly cheesesteaks are a Philly delicacy. I didn't know garlic milkshakes were as well.
You know what?
Garlic milkshake, did you say?
Garlic milkshake.
Wouldn't be good for a night out, would it?
maybe 2 a.m.
Yeah, maybe.
Listen, they do some weird things in West Philly, you know? Ooh, big hit.
Strong tackle applied there by Johnson, and the ball goes out, and we'll have yet another boundary throw.
I think PNG's ability to tackle, having played rugby more than gridiron, I think the tackling technique will come in handy. USA go a lot more straight at the body. PNG have a bit more focus on the hips.
So the ball comes in, run down there by Wilhelm. Foot race ensues, allaying the tackle there. Taken high there was Philip.
Yeah, that was a high tackle.
And he's going to win himself a free. About a minute 30 left in regulation before we had a time added on. As this one moved into the centre, and a good mark taken there by Soong. And he's going to go back and assess his options upfield. Not much on offer, but he does have Johnson in short. He goes to him now, but Watowo takes out his own teammate. Well, a real battle of weight classes there for strawweight and heavyweight. Big hit there laid by Icy as the ball comes onto the deck.
Rogue trainer.
Nemeti.
He's the trainer. Who was it there? Was Nemeti. Jeffrey Nemeti's almost just bulldozed the trainer there. He's got to be a bit more aware of his surroundings.
No love lost in footy. All fair, baby.
He's the trainer.
Yeah.
I think he's just the Montrose trainer by the looks of it.
So in the midst of all that, Jeffrey Nemeti has got a, on the tightest of angles, kick from about 50 out, and he's going to line up and try and put the PNG in front. And here it comes, and well, sprays it right across the face, contested footy in the square, flying there with Sui, couldn't take the mark, and we're going to have a ball up. Oh, high tackle, PNG play on, and no advantage not paid. So going back to take this will be Luke Severe, and this is, well, got to be a dead ringer for straight in front.
Don't jinx it, Steve.
Goalie jinx, shut out.
Is this for Parika, is it? For his
Severe.
third? Oh, Severe. He's got a good leap on him, so he's gone for a lot of high marks.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to get more air than actually focus on the footy, though. A couple of them he's trying to go for the spectacular.
And he puts it straight through the middle and almost adds to the insurance bill of that gentleman in the U. So PNG take the lead, 3 straight 18. The USA 2-1-13, 17 minutes gone, first term break.
You know, and as Matt said, you know, the team's got to save themselves because, you know, they don't want to expend too much of their energy.
They've gone flat out. I think they're going to need to calm down at quarter time, have a drink, and just go, all right, we've had our 15 minutes of excitement. Let's just get back into the game.
And just play it like Herb Brooks used to say. There's another hockey reference for you. Play your game. Play your game.
That's a niche you're going with there, mate.
Yeah?
Got to think of the viewers.
Well, I was going to say, we've got people back in San Jose watching all over the place. Big hit in the middle of the ground as they go out in the middle. Restrepo handballs it across, and the siren goes. Well, as I said, very helter-skelter. Oh, it's on here. Oh, boy.
Well, this might be a
good time to
kill then. It's well, maybe Kim Jong-il
down in the center of the room.
He'd be a little nervous seeing that, but
they're angrier than a bunch of nerds with a broken iPhone.
There's someone out in the center there who's struggling a bit there for the USA. He's just jogging over the cricket pitch now. He's with the trainer.
It looks like Buddy Spone.
Yeah, he's struggling there. I don't know whether he copped one or he's twisted. He looks like he's a bit winded.
Yeah. I think
and going straight through the center of the ruck, the huddle there was Johnson.
There's 2 yellow cards there for Papua New Guinea players. The umpire's given out 2 yellow cards.
We'll have to see if any of the Americans get it too, and that's, I believe it's what is it, 10 minutes off?
Yeah, it should be 10 minutes off, and then 2 of them's a red like soccer.
Yep.
But we've got BWS and Dan down there. Maybe they can find out who's got the cards.
Let's cross boundary side. Oh, maybe they're not. No, they're not ready for it. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, typical BWS. No. So, end of the first term, 3 straight 18 PNG, United States 2-1-13. And Brian, how do you see that quarter?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of energy expended there. I mean, it was almost like a rocket going off just with all the propane going around. But I think that'll be the key. I think Tommy Ellis, and I'm sure the PNG coach will do the same thing. Just go in there and settle the boys down and say, look, we got the emotion out of the way. You got to play footy in order to win this game and in order to have a crack at the MCG. You know, you're not here to, you're not here just to intimidate. You're not here to get pushed around. We get that. We understand that. But you don't score points by knocking people on their butts. You need to play your game, get the fundamentals straight.
You don't score points on the board, but you do score points with the fans, obviously. But Matty, how do you see that quarter?
Yeah, I've got to agree there. The pace of the game, I think it's a buzzword in footy now, but I think both sides need to just settle down and go back into their structures.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. I think Papua New Guinea once they settled in a little bit, you saw them flood a lot of numbers back. They're backing themselves to almost slingshot Adelaide Crows sort of style. They set a lot of players back. They're backing their speed. They just get the ball, move it forward as quick as they can. USA are a bit more methodical with their attack. So it'll be interesting to see how Papua New Guinea going up the hill. I think it suits they were kicking down the hill. I think that slingshot play suits, but yeah.
So it looks like Michael Spohn looks like he's okay. Maybe just got winded there off that play. Looks like he was ready to go straight back out there. But let's cross down boundary side now here to BWS. Dan, let's go.
Just a couple of a little bit of an update for you on a little bit of a ruckus at quarter time, guys. There's two players from Papua New Guinea who have got a 10-minute break. They are number 3, John James Levi, and number 26, John Ikapu as well. So they've got a 10-minute rest after the quarter time break.
Thanks for that, BWS. And so
Levi is important there because he was setting up as the loose man. He's sort of the quarterback, the general down there. So it'll be important 10 minutes here for USA to take advantage. Papua New Guinea could be a bit disorganised.
And the captain of the Mozzies as well. And pretty good appearance on AFL 360 during the week, I would say. So he's got media savvy as well. But coming into this second quarter, look, 5 points in it. And as we said, fatigue is going to be a factor. We saw during the USA-Canada game how rough that game was. This one is based, and same with PNG playing Ireland. That was a very physical encounter. How do you think that's going to weigh in as this game progresses?
Well, the biggest thing about this tournament, it's so unpredictable because not only do you don't really see the teams. They don't really play with each other too often. They don't play each other too often.
Yeah.
This is only the third time going all the way back to 2005. The U.S. lost by just 1 point that they played each other. So the key is that, again, you're playing 5 games in a fortnight.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. And it's not like you're playing 5 carnival games. You're playing 5 full games of football.
Yep.
So this is the fittest team that I've seen the Americans bring. And Tom Ellis, this is he realized that. So it's going to take a lot out of them. And again, it's just a matter of settle down, don't let them ruffle your feathers, and just play your game.
Yep. As we see a Herb Brooks era Team USA jersey, that is Steve DeWitt. Now, he's also an Australian Ice Hockey League referee, and he's here to support Buddy Spohn. So, I don't know, a bit of a fraternity in the house of people I know, but...
You're a hockey fan, are you, Steve?
Just a little bit.
Just a little
bit. Yeah.
Listen, you're a Blackhawks fan. I'm a Flyers fan. I'm still mad about 2010.
Well, look, mate, I'm not.
So, nobody asked you. All the people watching back, and we've got a number of watch parties going on. San Francisco, Houston, Sacramento, Oklahoma as well, and we've got some small watch parties in the Philadelphia area. My wife Chelsea, my dad Bruce, my brother Sean watching. Got to say hi to the family.
Is there a particular area of America that's really important, like really into their AFL, or is it starting to spread around?
Well, it's spread around pretty well. We've got 5 US AFL clubs in California, and it's spread all over the Midwest, all over Ohio, Indianapolis, really through the Midway.
Okay.
And so yeah, we've got it. It's all over the place.
All right, we'll cross down boundary side with Dan Senek.
Yes.
Way, play quickly, use the short kick, use the space, not let the big yanks in behind you. Keep control of the game. I mean, they want to make body contact, they want to hurt us, and we need to keep possession, and we need to flick it quickly.
You also mentioned in the quarter-time address that fitness will play a big factor in your guys can wear the USA down.
I do think that, mate, and we're resilient people. That's what they are. If they're nothing else, they're resilient people. They need to just keep working away, and I think they enjoy that. So I think we'll grow to the task. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, David. Good luck.
Thanks, Dan, and welcome to all our listeners on 98.1 Eastern FM. We've just joined in the telecast, broadcast, depending on what format you're watching this game on. Just out of that, we've got a free kick here going the way of Team USA. Dragus is going to take it from about 40 out, straight in front.
It all started with Ben Carpenter. I'm going to pronounce this name the best of my ability. Nawayawu.
Wanyanwu.
Well, it was a beautiful burst out of the middle there. Fended off a couple of players and found a target.
10 points for effort there, Matty, as here comes Dragus in with the kick. And he puts it through. And that puts the USA 1 point in front. They are 3-1-19. They lead Papua New Guinea 3 straight 18, 1 minute gone, second term.
And Dragus has just taken the team lead for the Golden Boot. That's his 5th goal on the tournament.
Is it the Golden Boot? Is it in America? Do they not have a name?
Well, I'm a soccer guy, so that's what they call it.
It's the Golden Boot.
Yep.
It's the Golden Boot. Golden shoe.
Golden shoe, yep. And, Dragus, he is, as we mentioned, there's a lot of fitness and a lot of strength.
Very tall. Is he an ex-basketballer?
Yeah.
He's massive.
He was at one point. Want to go quickly down to Dan?
Yeah, so...
Term.
Ball goes to ground as Freeman tries to get it inside the offensive 45-meter arc for the Revos, and we'll have a ball up. USA Revolution 3-1-19. Papua New Guinea Mosquitoes 3 straight 18. Round 3 of the AFL International Cup. Wilhelm out of the ruck for the USA, kicks the one out towards the pocket. It's going to find bounce dangerously close to the line, over and out as Timmy Linfeld, also from the Golden Gate Ruse, gives chase there, Steve.
Going to say you don't want to wear golden boots on the Golden Gate Bridge, particularly from the other side of the barrier. So is the ball tapped down now, trying to blast through here. PNG, we're going to get another ball up out of that little fracas. Let's go down boundary side back to BWS.
Thanks, guys. What an atmosphere it's down here. It's finals like down here today. A massive crowd out here and cheering very hardly. I don't know if there was a tailgate party before this game, but I certainly wasn't invited.
Well, it sounds like you were, though, BWS.
Even if you weren't invited, you would have turned up.
Very true.
What is this, in front of 420,000 people here in Montrose?
Well, they can pack him in down the hill, mate. They're all watching up there on the treetops.
Yeah, that was the best part of this game, as they get it out now. Here comes Papua New Guinea out of the back 50. Plays that one up into the air. It's Saleh Taibji. He has hands that you would trust a baby with it. And he goes out to the near side. Oh, that's a dangerous ball, but Brent Fisher, takes the ball in the wing position in front of the commentary position. Goes out to the near side, puts that one on a string where he finds Restrepo. So Dave Restrepo, who kicked 3 goals in the 3rd quarter against Canada. Bit of a wounded duck into the middle of the ground. Oh! Almost paid, ball went to ground. Stolen there by Garthwaite, finds Restrepo, top of the 50. Ball bounces around, ball is held up, and it'll be a free kick.
It was a throw, good tackle there, couldn't get a hand to it. Ooh. Brendan Benno's just thrown one on centre wing here. He's got away with it though. Umpire didn't see it.
Well, somebody saw something because umpire said
there was a reaction, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They might have seen the reaction. It's always the retaliator that gets pinged.
It's the way it is in hockey, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well yes and no. Not if you're Claude Lemieux or Sean Avery, as the kick comes up now here to half-forward line. Watovo's in there for PNG. Wilhelm took him out, and the ball traverses the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. Couple of big boys, one in height and one in width there in Wilhelm and Watovo.
I think USA have the height across the whole field. They've got the 2 big boys down for Papua New Guinea, but they're definitely a bit shorter down back with Dragos and the co down there.
And probably their biggest boy, Donald Lee, is not in the side tonight. He's resting with Wilhelm playing in the rocks.
Yeah.
So the ball gets flicked out there by Logo, and it comes into the hands of Maged again. He turns the corner and looks in the direction there of Lundfeld, but it's all PNG in the centre of the ground, and Jambarufo is going to go back and take this one just outside the centre circle. Props back and kicks this one up now in towards the half-forward line. Intended target spoiled down there by Team USA. Wilhelm grabs onto the footy, shakes his tackle there, and Watovo are going to have to hurry now. Here comes Spone, met solidly there by Simon, and the ball goes to the deck. Trying to shake the tackle there was Tirang, and free kick given. High tackle by Buddy Spone. And, well, the commentator's curse already in effect. He's already been injured and given away a free, so I think I'll refrain from any further. Buddy, I love you, mate.
You didn't talk about his footballing ability. No, you just said he was a hockey ref. So.
Plays Div 3 for Blackrock in the Southern Footy League. Won the premiership 2 seasons ago. And in comes Tarang now. Lets it go. Pretty good kick. It's got the carry. No, it's forced over the line for the Miners score. That draws scores level. 3-1-19 apiece. United States and Papua New Guinea. 5:20 gone, second term.
And I don't know what he's got across his lip, but I think it's about to turn into a butterfly by the end of the tournament. Out to the left side here as they go up in the air, almost taken there by Lindfelt. Claimed again was Simpson, and then Ben Judge able to get it out for the USA up the far side wing position. 2-on-2 contest, knocked into the hands there of Freeman, who gets it back. Wilhelm with a wayward handball over the top by Carpenter. There was a no-look pass, but the mustard came off the hot dog. Greasiak was taken down. Umpires picked it out straight in the middle of the ground. It'll be a free kick to the big Texan, who once upon a time was on American Ninja Warrior, and that should be 25, hitting the ball back.
Well, I think he's played for that. Umpire did the right thing there. You could tell Papua New Guinea are missing Levi are still out with that 10-minute thing. They're just a bit disorganised. They've still got the loose, but they're not quite as organised. There's too many blokes going to the footy, no one really reading the play.
Out with a yellow card problem, not a green card problem. And as this one moved in there, big kick in towards the centre half-forward line. Oh, almost a strong mark taken there by Freeman. The ball on the deck, and PNG looked to bust out and taken here. Well, I thought it was going to be by Namidi, but he gets the hand pass out, and well, equally wrapped up there was Icy. Ball just inside the boundary line, forced over. A good shepherd applied there by Wanyan. We'll get a boundary throw in.
There's that short kick that Dan and the PNG coach talking about. They try to get that short kick out to half-back before they break away.
So 6:44 gone, second term here at Montrose. Beautiful day, and we thank you for tuning in wherever you are. Pretty easy tap down there for Willem. A little too easy, and let's go boundary side now here to BWS.
Bit of argy-bargy happening down here in the PNG camp with Watovo just showing his muscle out on the wing position, giving a little bit to Hamilton May and also Brent Fisher. He's got to keep his eye on the football.
Do you think it's, as there's something been said to him, mate? Because he just looks like a raging bull at the moment.
Well, he certainly does. Maybe one of them had the hot dog that he was supposed to have before the game.
At the tailgate.
Urinated in his Cheerios, possibly, as that one goes inside 50. 1-on-1 contest. Oh, Restrepo almost had it. Taken down and picking it up was Parika. Big bump. 3-on-1 contest. Parika stays with the football. Linehan tries to knock him off. Good job by the USA to clear the danger for now. 2 red jumpers in, but then finally, smothered there off the foot of May. And then finally, they're able to get it out, or the Americans up the far side wing position. Nice
That's late.
Carpenter came in. And then a shove, and that might reverse it.
It's ill-disciplined again for Papua New Guinea. They've done that a couple of times. They've reversed decisions.
Yep. Well, they're a bunch of angry
Dragos is out. Dragos is out.
Looking for Brian Dragos up high. Brian Dragos takes the mark for the USA. 25 meters dead in front, and he'll go back to look for a second goal.
Ill-discipline again for Papua New Guinea. I think that's the second or third time they've given away either a reverse free kick or a 50 in that sort of situation. And the thing is, though, they got the free kick. All the players had burst forward, leaving the big man there by himself. Turn it around, now he's lined up for his second.
And he had enough room to serve dinner, a little bit of afternoon tea as well. So here is Brian Dragos looking for a second of the game. The kick is on the way. The umpire does not move. Goal to the USA Revolution, and they are in front by a straight kick. The Revos 4-1-25, PNG 3-1-19, 8 3/4 minutes gone here in the second term.
So again, I think Papua New Guinea again, they've just got to again take a deep breath. They're getting a fair bit of the play now, but they're just rushing themselves. They've only got the one big man. They need some help down forward as well. He's going to get double teamed sooner or later, big Parika.
Yeah, that little battle there between Watovo and I believe it was Jones. It looked like Bob Sapp versus TJ Dillashaw for UFC fans out there. There's about 5 weight classes in it. As this one moved out now here towards the top of the goal screen. When Nwanyu, we couldn't take the mark. We're on the ball on the deck, and away come PNG. Nice hands there by Simon. Oh, shaking the tackle of... Linehan ran straight into a brick wall. Donald Trump would have been proud of it. This one moved kicked, and that is just to the right.
Mention number 1.
And it was huge, and that was just the minors score.
111, first mention.
4-2-26, PNG 3-1-19.
Cross down.
Let's cross down boundary side to BWS.
That's just the 2 gentlemen at quarter time. They got sent off for a 10-minute break. Levi and Ikpupu. He's coming back on.
Ikapu. Icky-poo-poo.
So as the ball comes out now, centre wing area.
Sounds like a Pokemon, doesn't it?
Icky-poo-poo. That's one for Wayne Brasher overseas, the Pokemon reference there.
Big hand there to Brash tuning in from overseas. Tovo now bounces just inside the line. Couldn't hold it on the right side of the line, and May sees it over here for Team USA. We'll get a boundary throw in. And
Damien Watson on board now.
Big welcome to Damo Watson.
Be here. And,
big welcome to his microphone as well.
Yep. Obviously with our international viewers as well, a great backdrop, and I love the enthusiasm from both teams.
This reminds me of central Pennsylvania a little bit, going through the turnpike, the Pennsylvania Turnpike, the rolling hills in the background.
Good tackle.
Great tackle there, and the ball is spilled out of bounds about 35 meters around from the PNG target. They trail by 7 points, 3-1-19 to the USA Revolution, 4-2-26. We're glad you're tuning in here on 98.1 or watching us on the EFL live stream. Ball gets knocked to ground. Papua New Guinea controls it. Restrepo tries to rescue it. Picked up there by Oea. He centers the ball into the middle. One-on-one contest. Nice pack mark in the fullback by Jeff Kramer, who plays footy for the Chicago Swans. He has fins to the left, fins to the right, and decides to go out to the left side, hugging the boundary line. Taken by Wilhelm. I think he did take it in the field of play. And then he's knocked down for his troubles, as Pony Wilhelm, who started with the Chicago Swans, went to the Dallas Magpies, currently with the Arizona Hawks. He goes up that far side. 3-on-1 contest off the hands. Tyab shakes away from two defenders, throws that one onto the right inside the arc, bounces away from Dragas, and that's going to get called back for a free kick.
So is it a free sort of market with those changing your teams, or is there a system, a draft sort of system, trading sort of system?
Not really. It's just a matter of where you're living. And he lived in Racine, was actually in Madison, Wisconsin, and the closest club was Chicago. He actually went to Dallas to help him make the team, because Dallas is a Division I side, and then he moved for work to Arizona.
So 11:42 gone. Boundary throw in on the far forward flank now here for Team USA. Ball comes to the deck. It's kicked up towards the centre of the ground. Jambarufo takes a great mark and looks back to assess his options. Got a couple of runners. One of them is Benno, and he's got a bit of time and space. And he comes down to the half forward flag in the direction of Parika, and a great mark. And he's going to go back and try and get Papua New Guinea within 1 point.
I was going to say, first he's going to try and remember what day it is, because it looks like he got his bell wrong.
I think he's lining up for his third here as well.
Well, certainly wasn't the Liberty Bell. We're a bit too far away from that, but not in terms of your hometown.
50.
And, 25, I think, has been given.
Most likely for the high contact. I did think he copped it a little bit high.
Was it late, or was it?
I think there was something after the
play,
just off the play.
Yeah.
So Parika with a real chance to make it 1 point the difference.
There's some bad blood out here. We need BWS to just get in there, get in the huddle and just find out what's going on, what's been said.
We might need to get BWS on the ground to break it up, I think. Here's Parika now. Straight in front. And he has put it through. PNG 4-1-25. They trail by 1 point. Team USA 4-2-26. 12:56 gone. Second term.
Well, it's a little bit like USA and Canada the other day. The rivalry match. They go together like peanut butter and jalapenos. It is really, you know what?
Have you tried that?
I have, actually. You'd be surprised. I've actually tried cherry jalapeno jam. Is very good. But that's the thing. These are two very physical teams. And, they've also had trouble with Nehru, which is the same type of play. They're a shorter side, and they're, I believe this is actually, let's cross down to Dan.
Parika's just coming off, and he's got a knock to the head. He's a little bit daisy coming off. We'll keep an eye on him, guys.
Ball goes back into the middle. Here comes Papua New Guinea once again. Tyab couldn't grab it. And falls to McGettigan, who just gets it away. And then throwing that one on to the right is Fisher. Goes high off the fingertips there of Spawn. Rather, that was Johnson. Ball is tied up. Papua New Guinea able to get it out there through the 32. And they'll tie that one up as Ryan McGettigan, my former teammate with the Philadelphia Hawks, was the last to touch the ball. Ball sent to the heavens. Knocked down by PNG. Simpson knocked it around. Spawn goes in, and then turning around and then throwing that one off to the left. Boy, that was a worm-burning, finger-breaking kick. And then taking down, and that one's going to be tackling without the football. Free kick's going to go to Brendan Benno as Papua New Guinea trail by 1 point. 25 plays 26.
So Benno centers the footy, kicks in short. And PNG trying to bust up the ground. There's a kick in there from Arkai. It comes up towards the centre half forward line, and flying in there was Nemete. Couldn't take the mark. Free kick given though.
For a block.
Yeah, looked like it was a block off the footy. Damo Watson, your thoughts?
Well, I like the transition of play there for the Papua New Guinea side. I think they're going a lot more direct, particularly in this quarter, and it's serving them well, and they can hit the front on the scoreboard here.
They've got the momentum too, Damo. They need to use it for these remaining 2 minutes.
So Sawi's going to go back and line up from about 50 out.
Backs himself.
Maybe a little touch under, and well, here's a chance to put PNG in front with time expiring here in the first half. It's about, well, I'd say 2-3 degrees off. I'll have to get the protractor out. I haven't done that since year 12.
I've got one in my backpack if you want one.
It's something I wouldn't really carry in my day-to-day. But anyway, here's Sawi now with a chance to get PNG in front. In it comes, and it's looking the goods. It is very good. And Papua New Guinea hit the front, 5-1-31. They lead the USA Revolution, 4-2-26. Let's go boundary side of Dan Sensing.
Gee, these guys are giving the Aussies a bit of a run for their money in regards to accuracy. I can't believe it so far.
What about the celebration, though? Better get around me, boys.
Smiling like a butcher's dog they are at the moment. And yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that they're giving them way too much. The U.S. are giving them way too much space. They were doing that on the wing. That's what led up to the goal.
Got to run and jump at it, didn't he?
Yep, and you got to play tighter to your man. So it's a 5-point lead to Papua New Guinea. We've got about 90 seconds to go. They're going to try to pad their halftime lead. Fisher throws that one onto the right, goes down long. It's kept out in front there by the man in Levi. As he goes straight in the middle of the ground, right in the center circle, the mark is taken. And taken by Phillip.
Good kick.
Yep, great kick out to the far side, further afield, taken by Logo. And Logo kicks that one in. And it's marked nicely by Oea. Yeah, let's go down to Dan.
Yeah, Parika's just come back onto the field after copping a heavy knock just then. I suppose he's gone up forward as well.
I've just noticing as well, it looks like PNG just their legs are starting to run over the top of USA in this half. USA need that halftime siren a lot quicker.
Yep. Well, they'll line this one up there. Will the man in Oea? The kick is on the way.
Look at that.
He's belted that one through. And PNG extend their lead to 11 points right in the shadows of halftime. PNG 6-1-37, an 11-point lead over the Revos, 4-2-26. And yet that halftime siren can't come quick enough.
I like the way the Papua New Guineans utilise that space on the outer side of the ground. They know they have the speed and they know they have the legs and stamina, and they're taking advantage of it.
They've settled. They seem to have settled, and they're using their vision a lot more than just going like a bullet of red rag.
And the US haven't. That's the difference in the game. They just really haven't.
As Wilhelm wins the tap. Quick hands there for Judge. Wilhelm again gets the kick. It's tackled. And not free kick not given. Play on, says the umpire. Quick hands out come PNG. We're about to hear the halftime siren. And well, kicking it in, there it is. So that was all Papua New Guinea in that second quarter. They lead 6-1-37 over the United States, 4-2-26 after 2 quarters of footy. Gentlemen, your thoughts will start with you, Damo.
Well, I think the Papua New Guineans really settled, as Matt mentioned, late in that second term, and I think they have managed to get their running game going. They're utilising that speed, and I think they are very comfortable moving through the corridor and finding space on the outer side. So a lot more tactical improvement there from PNG.
I agree. I think that their structure, especially when Levi came on, as the US team come off the ground to rapturous applause. I think as PNG, when Levi came back on the ground after his 10 minutes cooling off period, their structure got better down back. They were able to sit a couple of blokes off the ball, and every time USA got the ball out of defence, rather than being able to get a quick break on, they were able to get it out. The only real time they got out the back was when they got that reverse free kick, and Dragus, like you said, he had the time to have a cup of tea and then before he booked the mark. So at the moment, I think PNG have just been able to settle the play a bit more.
It's good to see the game actually break into a flow. You know, I mean, having watched the VFL back in the 80s and all that other stuff, and there is something about the intimidation, about that factor. And we'll see. You know, Canada tried to do it at the end of the third quarter to try and get themselves back in the game. It didn't work, but it's good to see the game break into a little bit of a flow. And as you mentioned, PNG did it well.
Well, thanks, gents, and that does it for the first half. It's Papua New Guinea 6-1-37. They lead. Well, we're going to go down about BWS first.
No,
we're not. Okay, I thought we were going to go to a break. Someone's trolling me.
Oh, to Dan. Go across
go
over
down to Dan
Dan.
Sensick. Oh, no.
No.
Someone's playing rope-a-dope with me, so we're still waiting.
Boundary.
Oh, let's go down to Dan Sensick now.
Thanks, guys. Down here with the PNG assistant coach, Darryl White. Darryl, a really good second quarter, lots of free-flowing footy, hitting targets. You must be absolutely impressed.
I was. We started to actually win a bit of the ball. You know, it's hard getting out there with the USA ruckman. He's a big boy. You know, he's sort of giving them first shoots, but our nature to actually get to the ball, you know, get after the man is fantastic. Bit of spillage, and we actually got a bit of free-flowing footy. And like I said, hit a few targets. And you know, we put a few bit of scoreboard pressure on, which is good because they got a bit of a crowd behind them.
David Lake said at quarter time that fitness is going to play a huge factor. It looks like in that second term it did.
Well, it did, and look, they're a fit side and they're smart like that, but our boys are just, if we can use our skill level, which is a lot higher than theirs, if we can actually use the ball, and that means, you know, they're chasing backsides then, so it makes it a bit harder on them. And look, we sort of disorganised them a little bit then, which was fantastic. And we just need to most probably play that run and gun and that flair that we use, but still, their big bloke, he took a couple of grabs, so we need most probably nullify him a bit, and just a bit of their influence out of the middle as well.
JJ Penny's showing his class as usual.
Oh, mate, can play. Look, he's JJ James, Johnny James, the skipper. Yeah, just all class, mate. He's got it all. Ex-NEFL player, all that sort of stuff. So he's a captain, he leaves, and he's patient with it. He used it well, that little chip in the middle there just before. You know, set us up, we've got a goal over. So smart play.
Thanks, Darryl. Good luck for the second half.
Thanks, Dan. And so now to wrap things up here, first half of footy over. Papua New Guinea 6-1-37. They lead United States Revolution 4-2-26. 2 terms played. We'll be back with the third quarter of footy on 98.1 right after this. Don't go away.
It's important to tell our loved ones how much they mean to us, so don't wait till tomorrow. Say it now. During hashtag Say It Now Week, Tobin Brothers Funerals is encouraging you to tell loved ones what an inspiration they are and how much they mean to you.
Say it now. Say it how you really feeling, what's there in your heart right now.
Hashtag Say It Now Week, August 14 to 20. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
A new time and a new team, driving you home in 2016. Join a brand new lineup for The Huddle as the gang take a light-hearted look at the Eastern Football League every Friday night. More importantly, the team will reveal the ins and outs for this week's round of matches. The Huddle, 4:30 to 6:30 every Friday evening as you love it local. Nothing better than a companion to keep you up to date with all the latest when you're at the footy. Better still, one that fits in your back pocket. The Eastern Footballer is a must-read. All the latest information, team lists, feature articles and much, much more. Pick up your copy this weekend as you love it local across the Eastern Football League.
Up the Mitcham Tigers!
Down the Burners!
Let's go, Panthers!
What a mark! Let's go, doggies!
Tobin Brothers Funerals, serving all supporters in the Eastern Football League since 1934. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
And welcome back here. You're listening on 98.1 or watching on EFL.TV across the globe. Halftime scored, Papua New Guinea 6-1-37, United States 4-2-26. Gents, we'll get your thoughts on the first half of footy, starting with you, Matty.
Yeah, like we said before the break, I think PNG have just started to settle. They're playing their brand of footy a bit more. I think they've got a defensive sort of system where they're sitting right back. They can use their pace breaking forward, and they've got Purawika and the Waratovo, who was a bit grumpy in that second quarter a little bit, but they're sitting quite deep in the forward line, and the rest of the team got work both ways.
I mentioned the tackling pressure, and I think Matt mentioned it earlier on in the call as well. Papua New Guinea seem to have perfected that because they utilise that rugby style, don't they? Mm-hmm. And they aim for the hips, whereas the Americans, not necessarily less effective, but they have a different style of tackling, and I think we see that in terms of the pressure outlaid on the ground.
Well, that's one of the things that we see in this tournament is every team has a different style, and I'm a soccer fan, so sort of like with the World Cup, there's a lot that has to do with the culture, with how their sporting culture as well. As you mentioned, a lot of football players, a lot of basketballers out there for the USA. One thing they need to do a little bit better is use their height a little bit. And one thing I'll say PNG is they are coping with it. We've seen a lot of good contested balls. We've seen a lot of spoils defensively. And even though Dragas has a couple of goals, they're containing him for the most part. He's not running too much wild there, Steve.
Yeah, so what do you think either team has to. I thought that was Tony Romo just on the sideline there. I was going to say, but wearing a Dallas Cowboys. But what do you think either team has got to do to win this footy game, particularly in terms of the United States trailing at halftime?
The USA need to be more direct. They've got the two big tools. They've, like we said, in defence, Papua New Guinea's own two tools are playing up forward. So in defence, they're quite short, hence the loose man needing to go third man up. If USA can get a quick ball out of the centre rather than dilly-dallying going sideways, if they can go direct, get it in tall to the big man Dragas, that's their best bet. When he marked, he was 15 metres out, and as we've seen all day, hardly anyone's missed a goal. So if they can get the ball in there direct and quick, that's give the big man the best hope.
The shortest point between 2 points, shortest line between 2 points is a straight line. Now, if you're an airline, it's not necessarily the cheapest, but but you're absolutely right, Matty. Is that they just need to go straight down the guts, is what it is, and just throw stuff into the mixer, and eventually they'll get something.
Just be quick.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead.
You mentioned before that with the American Revolution in terms of the interest in AFL, you grew up watching it in the 80s on ESPN. That had a cult following, didn't it? How big was that for American football?
Absolutely.
Australian football in America.
Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of the foundation clubs, look, there was a lot of Australian expats in the States that helped found the clubs, but it was really sustained by guys who grew up watching it in the 80s and the 90s. I found it in 95, and there's a lot of core around the Australian expat communities across the USA, but 70% of the players are American. More than, I would say, 60 to 70% of the clubs have American presidents. In fact, we have 9 female presidents of clubs, not just the women's sides, of clubs in the USA. They're all American. So it definitely planted a seed, and with the advent of the internet, you can see the games on YouTube now. You can hear the games online. It's a lot easier to find the games. So it definitely planted a really great seed for what we see here today. These are all amateurs, are all American-born, no expats, and the same thing on the Papua New Guinean side as well, because we have to mention them. They're all locals as well.
So just further on that, in terms of we see the reciprocity in terms of Australian athletes going and penetrating NHL, NBA, MLB, etc. What do you think in terms of what's the probability you think in the long term of more American players having a crack at the AFL?
Well, right now they're cherry picking guys from college. You see Mason Cox. Yeah. I mean, he was a Oklahoma State basketballer, and of course Jason Holmes. Before that, we saw Shea McNamara really didn't really break into with Collingwood. The key is going to be development, and if I may speak frankly, we need to do a better job. Right now we have one junior program in the U.S. That's in Baltimore, Washington, and they have exactly one graduate, C.J. Adams, who is 17 years old, started playing last year. He's actually here at the IC as an umpire. So we need to do a better job. It's all about resources, and hopefully with the AFL's help, they give us a fair bit of support. We need to do a lot more internally to get to that point.
Now, just while we've got you here as well, in terms of being an American AFL fan outside looking in, what sort of, as your journey here is your first time to Australia, what are you sort of looking to take away, obviously, apart from your duties here, to take away from this trip in terms of the homeland of Australian rules football?
Well, I think the most rewarding experience has been it's been great to go to the G, it's been great to go to Cardinia, it's been great to go to Etihad, but to come here to Montrose where we don't have anything like this. This is it's an amateur club. Soccer is much more insular, much more smaller. I was at Bulleen Templestowe for the women the other night. I was at Footscray for the VU Western Spurs for the women as well. And we don't have the kind of culture, the kind of camaraderie. I mean, this is all local crowd they're out to support their club, but they're also out here to support international football, and it's just, that to me has been the biggest, most rewarding part of this trip so far.
So, we are moments away from the third quarter getting underway. Don't forget to stick around later. We've got Montrose and Blackburn EFL Saturday coming up. Pivotal clash for Blackburn, and coming off that loss to Vermont last week. Damo, have you seen this International Cup so far? And Matt, we'll get your thoughts as well.
I think it's been a great advent for expansion in football. I mean, you have a look at the aims of the AFL. I think they want to try and expand the reach globally, not necessarily in terms of establishing a team overseas, but at least reaching a global audience, because that is the society we live in now in terms of
trying to promote the sport internationally, and I think it's a great boon for the sport itself.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dame. I think eventually they might be before, we might not see it ourselves, but I think eventually their ideal plan would to have a team overseas and breaking into... The best thing about it is there's more interest in it. When it first happened, I remember being a youngster. If 2005 was the first one, I would have only been about 11. If someone had told me, they play footy in America, I would have said, no, they don't. And now you can see after... Well, it's been 12 years or something like that, how far the levels come. That this standard of footy, it's fast-paced. There's obviously not the nuances that we have, but we grew up with it. It's incredible to see that in the game. Like you said, the game's developed out of sight.
Now I have a question for you all really quickly as AFL fans as the PNG comes out onto the field. How do you feel there's this talk about playing like round one at overseas ovals? What do you think about that?
I personally like it. It's the way it's got to go. Because if we keep it in Australia, there's going to be a ceiling to how far the AFL can develop. And if you look at all other sports, there are sports that, like rugby union is a worldwide sport. It's not exactly every country, but they've got to spread it out. And AFL can only go so far if we just stick to ourselves and play it safe and be almost a closet sort of thing. We can only go so far.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. And you look at the NFL, to borrow an American reference, playing games in London and San when we had Gold Coast round up in Shanghai this year. So, yeah, that is the way forward. Obviously, expense when you're moving, 22 players and another 20 coaching staff. That becomes the key factor there. But you've got to take a risk at the end of the day.
And we've done it. We've started with one game, and next year there'll be another one. I wouldn't be surprised if 10 years there could be an internet rather than an international round. Rather than multicultural round being played with a few funky jumpers, it could be multicultural round in those countries.
Well, plenty of funky jumpers in Fitzroy, Brian, if you want to go take a look at that. That's our equivalent of Portland, Oregon. So
I was in North Fitzroy. It actually is very charming.
Okay, well,
what time were you there?
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's the charming time. That's the charming time. So we're moments away from the third term, about to get underway. Well, gentlemen, tips for the rest of the game? We're going to tip?
I'm going to say Papua New Guinea. They seem to have settled. They've got the legs over them, and America just seemed a bit too much body conscious.
I think I'm going to back the American team.
And I think we know what side of the fence you're on, Brian, or I'll ask you anyway.
You're going to try and get me into trouble, aren't you? I mean, it's good. You know what? The U.S. have to play better. If they play like they did in the first half, then I think PNG is going to get up, but they got to lift.
All right, here we go. Third quarter of footy. United States and Papua New Guinea as the tap comes down there from Wilhelm straight into the waiting arms of McGettigan. The kick in towards the half-forward line, trying to take the mark there was Lundfeld. The kick comes in regardless, and it's just to the right. And, well, just through for the minor score. United States better score than nothing. That's 4-3-27, 10 points the difference, trailing Papua New Guinea 6-1-37, 21 seconds gone. Looks like it's going to be a Tupaya to bring the ball back in here for the PNG. Kicks up towards the centre of the ground almost. A thumping Ben Graham-style kick and almost taken and done by the end there by Namedi. He plays on quickly, tries to kick the kick upfield, and he finds Benno. Benno now stops and props in the direction of Parika. Almost to fly from behind. Here comes Livy now for the United States. Socket off the ground up towards the centre of the field. Quick hands there by Dragus, and he goes out wide. The ball comes back to him, but it's stolen from him there by Akupu. And away come PNG on the attack. The kick now in towards full forward. Watowo, the lone PNG player, couldn't win the footy. Good contest there from Restrepo, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
Way too much space on the near side on the commentary position here in front of the grandstand given by the U.S. There were 3 red jumpers wide open, and that allowed them to get a scoring opportunity.
They're spreading better, aren't they, Damo? They're just spreading there from the contest, Papua New Guinea.
Gives them space.
Boundary throw in about 10 meters around from the PNG target. Slapped down by Pony Wilhelm. Picked up by PNG on the far side there, Inoea. And then steers that one in towards the sticks. Off the hands of Lindfelt. Ball goes to ground. And then handcuffing it there. Oh, Spawn, great tackle. And that's going to get paid, I believe. Yes, it will. Play on, says the umpire. And slotting that one through the eye of the needle there. And Papua New Guinea extends their lead. Maybe you can catch the number. I didn't see it.
20 Jambarufo.
Jambarufo. So you can see how important him being off for 10 minutes was. And that extends the lead to 16 points. PNG 7-1-43. USA 4-3-27. 2 minutes gone, third term.
Well, again, it was that tackling forward pressure that did the job for PNG.
And they got the ball, and they didn't wait. They seem to be reacting more on instinct now. They're not waiting for everything to present themselves. Once the ball stops, they spread, they run.
Well, Wilhelm almost just grabbed that straight uncontested hit out as the handball comes over the top there from Phillip. It comes into waiting hands there of the United States, and a strong tackle almost applied by Suey. Well, getting the John Claude Van Damme, Shaquille O'Neal double team treatment there was Restrepo, and I apologise, it was Dennis Rodman. I was almost halfway there on the reference, the 90s reference. Let's go stand now here to beat up at Daniel Sensic.
Yeah, thanks, guys. A bit of a wind's picked up heading towards the USA end of the ground, so 16 points down. They definitely want to make the most of it in the third term.
Thanks, Dan. As the ball comes back in there, Dragus couldn't take the mark. It's a loose footy on the deck, trying to bust through there for PNG as Levi. Holding the footy is the call, and play on. In it comes, and again, just to the right. And, well, that was just a golden opportunity there for the United States to get back in there. That was DePina. It's 4-4-28, 7-1-43, 3 minutes gone.
Nice mark by Grisiak off the kick in, 60 meters from goal, commentary side wing position. So Dave Grisiak plays his footy for the Dallas Magpies, actually came through the AFL Combine, throws that one onto the left, a little bit of a curly cue to it, Dragus flies, 3 red jumpers got to it, out the back there was Simon. Now they're working around to the near side, taken by Paul Phillip. On the back pocket on the left side, spearing kick where he finds Benno right in front of the interchange gate, straight out into the middle of the ground, and again, once again, they're finding holes. Good handball there from Solong, back to Benno. Benno into the middle of the ground. Nice mark taken by Aweo. He's claimed, and 25. And their advantage is paid, and they've kicked another goal. Well, undisciplined play by the USA, and Papua New Guinea has put another 6 up on the cash register. 8-1-49. It's now a 21-point advantage. USA 4-4-28.
Yeah, well, I'm happy with my tip. Like we've said, Papua New Guinea they're just moving it smoothly. They're getting it. Both times they've had kickouts, they're moving it smoothly from one to the other. And USA just seem to be they're sort of confused as to where they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to get to. Papua New Guinea, it's all just clicking together now.
And Wanyan, we're having words there, and more than words. That guy is with the tap one down there by Wilhelm. Phillip swoops onto the footy. He gets the hand pass out there looking for Solong. It bounces in front of him, stolen by Livy. Hand pass over the top now here to Johnson, and he kicks in towards the half-forward line. But it's all PNG, and well, Levi couldn't take the mark. Decides to tap and go. And well, taken high, ducked into it though. Umpire says play on. Ball loose on the deck as Sears in there for the United States. Smothered off the boot, and we'll get a boundary throw in on the half-forward flank.
Jason Wilhelm's winning those taps, but he's not winning to advantage.
Free kick off the ball.
Yeah, that was silly. That's going to go to DePina. That was it's been the sort of the theme of this afternoon. A lot of undisciplined free kicks, and we just saw it led to that goal as the kick comes back in towards the half-forward line. Dragus up there, couldn't take the mark, fisted down back over the boundary line, and we got a boundary throw in the left forward pocket.
I think the delivery has to improve from the Americans as well when they're going inside 50. Try and capitalise on those tall targets instead of it being clustered.
It's still too slow as well. It's allowing PNG to get numbers back in front of Dragus.
Lundfeld won the tap. Levi tried to win it down. Here's Jambarufo. Gets wrapped up, shakes the tackle in the end, kicks it back out towards the half. Back flank, a couple of contests. Phillip unable. Well, it looked like he infringed at the contest, and he's won himself a free kick.
Manley Johnson playing the man, not the ball there, and it'll be a free kick. About 50 meters from their own goal. Calling for the ball on the near side there is AC rather, goes straight into the ground. Whoop, bounced off his chest like a hippo off a moon bounce. And then going off to the outside there is Jambarufo, who's inserted himself into the game a little bit more. And then they'll handball that one back. Papua New Guinea with it bootlegging around as Levi out on the far side wing position. And that's gone out on the full. So that was a sprayed kick. And the USA, again, trailing by 21 points. At the very least, and we've been saying this, they want to keep the game close. You would think this final game against France that they have on Tuesday, if they can get up on percentage, would maybe get them into the grand final. As that was punched away, as the ball back into play, Papua New Guinea have it up on the far side there. Jambarufo again, one kick, one-on-one contest. It'll bounce in front again of Parika. Parika gets free, knocked down again.
Off the ground?
Off the ground, Awea. He's tuckered it through, and it's another goal.
It's his fourth.
Number 4 for Parika.
Yeah, number 4 for Parika, off the ground.
Yep.
And that was that thing again, that quick ball movement. All the players from Papua New Guinea swing right back. Parika's the only one back. They win the ball at half back, and all of a sudden burst forward. USA is stationary. They can't move. They're getting caught out. And that's that thing. USA they're just not moving. They're stagnant. They're stagnant, Damo.
Indeed, and I think just getting the ball in direct and quick, it leaves some space after the one-on-one contest, and they managed to score it through.
They're using their speed. We've said USA have got the height, but it doesn't matter if the ball's on the ground.
Exactly.
7:15 to go. The tap one down again by Wilhelm, taken one by Simon, and he's going to burst through the centre square. Maybe he could have taken a bounce. Kicks it now in towards the direction of Parika again, and well, it looks like we've got a free kick going against Parika there. And Kramer is going to take this one. His pal Jerry Seinfeld was in town this week, as here comes Kramer with a kick out towards the back pocket in towards the half forward in the direction of Wilhelm. Took it off the chest, couldn't grab it in. Ball goes on the deck. Simon with some good work gets the hand pass out. Throw is the call, and free kick going the way of the United States.
Dubious, I thought, Damon.
Oh, pretty close one, I would say.
I would have said handball, but
yeah.
That's right.
Well, hey, look, when it's 50-50, I always side with the umpire.
So they're spoiled down and taken high there, coming across the arms. And we've got a free kick here out in the centre wing. 8:07, 9:155, plays 4:4:28 in favour of Papua New Guinea as the mark taken over on the far side and playing on quickly now the United States in the direction of Dragus. Evaded everyone, trying to win the footy down there was Phillip. Gets a hand pass out now. We've got a free kick. Oh no, it's over the boundary line. According to the boundary umpire, we'll get a boundary throw in.
That would have been close because it looked like Simpson almost got decapitated there.
So the USA, that fan club down there, is that all travelling with, or is that just a few people jumping on the bandwagon?
There's a few people that are travelling with them, but also we've got the two women's team.
The kick comes in. Sorry, boys. That was just to the left, and that was DePina looking for another score. And he's got one, just a minor one, though. It's 4:5:29, playing 9:155, 8:53 gone, third term.
Yeah, it's the USA Freedom who are playing in the International Cup and the USA Liberty who are playing touring sides as they find a connection there. And Scott Johnson, that's a footy name if I've ever heard one, straight out into the middle of the ground. Well, at least it's an amalgamation of two. As they work it back to the near side, looking for John James Levi. That's in the right back pocket for Papua New Guinea, who lead by 26 points. As they go up the near side, commentary and the high flyers fly. McGettigan couldn't get to it. Ball goes around. Great job by Johnson. And the ball has found the boundary line. And as testy as that game was, we just saw some good sportsmanship there. Let's go down boundary side.
Bit of a Wayne Harms moment there. I could have sworn that was in.
bit of reverse PT.
And you know what? I actually got that reference, so fair play.
Good tackle there applied as the ball comes onto the deck. Phillip, that was Laurie Logo, excuse me.
That was rugby union there. He's going for the try line there.
Yeah.
He left out for it.
Well, we're going to the video official there. The ball was grounded properly.
The bunker, going upstairs.
So in comes the boundary throw. Wilhelm with the two tap down there here to Simpson. Gets stolen away from him. Wilhelm, deliberate there. And paid. Indeed. So, I don't think you can dispute that one. Right in front of the umpire.
Well, he's trying for some smoke and mirrors there, but came up with see-through glass.
So Phillip's going to take this one here for Papua New Guinea on the half-back flank commentary side as he brings the ball back in. The kick was kicked into the man of the mark. It hits the deck, evades everyone, but except gets into the hands here now of Tarangu's hand pass. Found the waiting hands there of Akai. Kicks it now in towards the half-back flank. Bounced over the waiting hands there of Jambarufo. Ball on the 50. Hands out now here to the United States. Johnson gets wrapped up. Evading the tackle there was Garthright. His hand pass over the top. And we got a free kick held without the footy. And the United States going to have this one on the half-back flank. Well, there's about three people on the mark as we got 10:58 gone here. And
I think Parika was still struggling. He's not moving at all for the lead. He just wants it one out when Papua New Guinea go forward. He's still struggling.
So here's the kick here from Johnson now up in the direction. Great mark taken by Wilhelm. Paid. No. Paid the other way.
Man in front on that occasion.
Yeah, but did he have any of the ball, Damo? It's all good and well being in front, but you got to mark it.
Up and DePina, and he's going to get called back. I didn't see what for, but they're playing on advantage.
Good kick.
Yeah, great kick straight in the middle of the ground, and he picks out the man there in Johnson, who turns quickly and finds another mark leader there in Oea, who has gotten free. Or check that, that's Parika again. Well, Parika may have had his bell rung earlier, but he's still seeing clearly, and he was able to take the mark, and he stands about 55 meters up.
And he's going to back himself, trying to extend the lead, which currently stands at 26 points.
Looked like he was calling his shot.
See the size of his hand? He's just Jared Brennan, just holding the ball aloft with one hand.
Well, you know what they say about guys with big hands? They wear big gloves. The kick is up on the way. It's tailing to the right or to the left. And did it get there?
It's a goal.
Yes, it did. Parika has kicked 5.
He's got a handful.
And PNG well and truly ahead here, 10-1-61. USA 4-5-29 as we cross down boundary side one more time.
Thanks, Brian. Yeah, look, a couple of Tiggy Touchwood decisions there for the Papua New Guinean side. A mark that was paid in front and then a spoil which was paid a mark. So there's some filthy USA supporters down here, but they are still getting a mustard. Have a listen to them.
Well, thanks, BWS. And we got a free kick awarded here off the tap. It's going to go the way of Gideon Simon.
Hashtag free kick PNG, Damo.
Oh, boy.
So Simon goes in short. And the mark taken at the centre of the ground. PNG looking for options upfield. The kick in towards the direction of Parika. Couldn't take the mark again. Ball on the deck. Good tackle applied there by Oya on Fisher. And no prior, says the umpire. We'll have a ball up about 35 metres out from the Papua New Guinea goal.
They're all over him, aren't they, Damo? Absolutely all over him.
Absolutely. Wearing them like coats at the moment.
As Fisher, well, we get a free kick here at the ruck. And that's going to go the way of Kramer. He plays on quickly now into the half-back flank. Oh, the good spoil applied there by Akari. Ball on the deck, but the United States come away with it. Quick hands applied there by Taibji, and that's out on the full. And PNG, no, it's going to go. Oh, that was interesting. I don't know what that was. That wasn't out on the full. It would have been a PNG free kick, but it's going away to the United States. And the time-honoured tradition of local footy, getting your own footy from the wheels of the car on the boundary, holds true as the kick comes back in towards the half-forward line. Plenty of players there, but mainly PNG. The flyer there from Dragas couldn't win it down, but it's picked up by Restrepo. Quick hands. Plenty of PNG players there, but it's here to Judge. He says, I am the law, gives the hand pass off. Tries to go again, socket off the ground there by Judge. Here's Depina. Depina turns, hand passes it in front. Only in front there is Icy, and forced over the boundary line. Good passage of play there from the United States. Got to do more of that, Brian.
Yeah, he went for the subway ball, was hoping for an express, ended up with a local. Ball will come back into play about 15 meters around. It's the USA again trailing by, what is that, 36 points? 32, thank you. Well, it's been a while since maths. Ball went to ground and then cleared out nicely by PNG up on the far side there. Well done to keep that in by Max Levi, and it goes off his fingertips out of bounds. Damo, I mean, a little bit of improvement, but not a whole lot so far from the USA.
Yeah, they are getting the ball and moving it inside 50. They just struggle for targets, but I've been impressed with the accuracy and kicking from PNG.
Absolutely, and it's just not been there for the Americans as they go up that far side of the field, out of the back, one-on-one contest, over the top. Oea couldn't get it there against May, but won it. Here to go to the inside one more time. Again, looking for Parika, who takes the mark as he lost Dan Livy. He shook him off like a bad case of
he's offering him the ball. He's showing him the ball.
Oh, my. Well,
he better kick the goal.
Well, I hope so.
Well, he hasn't missed so far, Damo, but that was PNG again. Everyone up the ground, they're getting numbers around the footy, they're backing themselves to run hard. Prawika gets out the back.
Well,
one-on-one, he was always going to win it.
Sorry, mate. I'll tell you what, if Manly Johnson, if he misses that, Manly Johnson will be in his face quicker than a cop in front of a donut. But in fact, he has put it dead center perfect. That is 6, a cool half dozen for Ama Parika, and it's 11-1-67. USA 4-5-29. PNG just absolutely cannot miss. And the USA, listen, like you said, Damo, they're getting their chances, but it's all about efficiency right now, and the US just doesn't have it.
Indeed, and I like Parika channeling his BT, showing the ball to the
Well, you've got the American BT here, apparently. Go ahead, Steve.
So, as the ball comes up towards the half-forward line, but stolen here by PNG. Nice work there by Bobagai. Great tackle applied, and winning the free kick there was Lundfeld, and he's going to go back from about 60 out. He gets a quick hand pass over, now here to Fisher. Fisher maybe took one step too many, gets the kick up towards the half-forward flank, and a flyer there was Freeman. It comes to onto the deck. Here's Restrepo bursting through, puts one on goal, and he's put it through. Restrepo has pulled one back for the United States. It's 5-5-35. They trail Papua New Guinea 11-1-67, 16:40 gone, third term.
It's a huge goal right in the shadows of three-quarter time from Strep, who has played very much of a playmaker in this game. We talked about the 3 goals he scored against Canada in the third quarter. That's his 5th for the tournament. And they need more of that. They need more run through the middle, more direct end-to-end football.
Yes, so 30 seconds left here in regulation and change as the ball comes in. Now into the ruck goes Lundfeld, wants to win the tap. Nguyen Yin Wu now tries to win it out. Comes straight into the waiting clasp there of Ikupu and out onto the centre wing. Foot race here. Sui with Levi, his teammate, gives a handball back now here to the other Levi. That's John James, and he breaks a couple of tackles applied there by the United States. Kicked one up in towards Akari, and we're just about to hear the third quarter siren. Maybe one last shot. No, we're going to be beaten. And, well, a rather short siren, I might add, but it matters not. It's a siren nonetheless. 11-1-67 are Papua New Guinea. They lead the United States 5-5-35 after 3 quarters. Gentlemen, your thoughts on that quarter of footy?
Yeah, PNG just pushed forward their advantage already there. Like we said, they look more organised. They moved the ball quickly. They had a clear game plan that their coach spoke about at quarter time. Numbers around the footy, move it quickly, and they got the big man one out who's kicked 6 now. And Montrose might just want him to be put on ice and run out again at 2:30.
Well, I mean, you know, the third quarter is the premiership quarter, and listen, there's a reason PNG has made it to the grand final in all 5 iterations. They've just completely lifted here. And once again, USA just giving way too much space to the wingers, way too much space to Parika. And, you know, Parika's a goal kicker. He kicked 4 in that last game. He's kicked 6 here. And the USA need to lift it. At very least, you'd love to see them win the quarter and at least bring the percentage down a little bit.
So to wrap things up here at the end of 3 quarters of footy here at the International Cup, it's the PNG Mozzies 11-1-67. They lead the USA Revolution 5-5-35. We'll be back on the other side of this break on the home of the Eastern Football League, 98.1.
It's important to tell our loved ones how much they mean to us, so don't wait till tomorrow. Say it now. During hashtag Say It Now Week, Tobin Brothers Funerals is encouraging you to tell loved ones what an inspiration they are and how much they mean to you.
Say it now, say it how you really feel and what's there in your heart right now.
Hashtag Say It Now Week, Monday till August 20. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
EFL.org.au is the place to be online for all the latest on the Eastern Football League. Keep up to date by checking out the latest news and feature articles. Have your say in the EFL poll. Check out all the latest EFL videos, and best of all, you can listen back to any EFL radio program at any time. Head to EFL.org.au. The Eastern Football League. Local footy at its best. For the best EFL rap on radio, don't miss EFL Sunday. From 10 till 12 every Sunday morning, the EFL media team bring you all the final scores, goal kickers, best players and ladders, following a big round of EFL footy. The gang talk to the biggest names from across the league each and every week. EFL Sunday, from 10 every Sunday morning on 98.1 Radio Eastern.
Up the doggies.
Go the Bloods.
Great goal, Devils. Can the Vailers.
Tobin Brothers Funerals, serving all supporters in the Eastern Football League since 1934. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
And welcome back here to Montrose, where Papua New Guinea have an 11-1-67 lead over the United States Revolution, 5-5-35. Third round of the AFL International Cup. This is the community round. And, well, great quarter of footy then, but it was all Papua New Guinea. Damo Watson, what are you looking forward to in this fourth quarter?
Well, hopefully the Americans can try and get some respectability onto the scoreboard, and who knows, maybe shape some sort of a comeback. But the Papua New Guinea, it's very impressive.
Yeah, and Matty, your thoughts?
Yeah, same sort of things Damo just said there. USA, they're still in with the hunt, and like Damo said, they've had a lot of chances. They've only had 2 less scoring shots, but it's the pressure on the kicks at goal. Papua New Guinea have had a lot of set shots and a lot of space when they're having shots for goal, and that's just their hard work.
Let's cross down now to BWS.
Thanks, guys. Down here with the senior coach of the Revolution, the United States Revolution, Tom Ellis. Tom, it's been a tough game for you guys, but I tell you what, you're going downhill in this last quarter. The message to the boys was run, 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 go direct, and you can pile on the goals. You're still in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what they've been doing. They worked their guts out all year running. This is what we came for.
It's a bit annoying when the other team's kicking so direct as what they are as well, but you have faith in your boys, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these guys are gritty. Will we ever kick straight with this group yet? No. These guys don't see that. Some of these guys are their first year and a half in the game, so they're not going to be direct. But man, do these guys compete. That's what we're trying to do.
Loving the simple messages of get it out of the middle, get the tap, run, go direct, run, 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 get the ball down there. That's how you're going to score goals. Good luck to you in this last quarter, mate.
Really appreciate it. We're just trying to put up some points.
Okay. Fantastic stuff. Tom Ellis, the senior coach of the Revolution. He still has a lot of faith, guys, and we know that the United States, they never let down.
Oh, no. Thanks, BWS. Your thoughts, Brian?
Well, I'm surprised that he got through that without saying any four-letter words. That actually was pretty good. I mean, you know, Damo talked about respectability. You have to look at the bigger picture. I mean, obviously they want the full points. It's 32 points right now. It is possible, but at the very, very least, if they can get the score closer, they'll still be on the right foot in terms of percentage, and we still have that game against France, which they'll have a chance to pump it up on Tuesday. So if they can at least win the quarter here, they won't be in, you know, they'll still have a very, very good shot at the MCG on Saturday.
And don't forget, fans, Montrose versus Blackburn EFL game of the round coming up after this. But right now, final term, United States and PNG, currently 32 points the margin in favour of our neighbours to the north, our direct neighbours to the north. As here comes the ball up, one down there by Lundfeld. And the United States try to bust out there through Nguyen Wu, and the umpire says we'll have take two.
You mentioned the direct play and the accurate kicking, but the tackling's been another big feature for PNG as well.
And one of those direct kick comes right out of the guts, but taken up at the half-back flank, and away come the United States. Kick up now here finds Fisher on the wing. He decides to play on and kicks it in towards centre half forward. And uncontested mark taken there by Restrepo. He's assessing what's downfield, decides to go long in towards the goal square. Plenty of players and United States jerseys there. It's bounces loose and just... well kept on the right side of the goal line there by the Papua New Guinean defence. Thought it had travelled over as the ball hits the deck, and here comes Benno, and PNG bust out of their defensive end. The kick in towards Sui with a nice mark, and it was paid in the end. And PNG continue their momentum. Here's the hands out now here to Benno. Takes a bounce. It was a grubber, but he took it anyway. Gives the hands out now here to...
oh, good time!
He got taken, and a great tackle applied there by Nguyen Wu, the skipper of the US Revolution, leading by example.
But just look at how Papua New Guinea is set up already.
Absolutely. Ben Carpenter, Nguyen Wu, who's won 3 national championships, has actually played at this ground for Montrose 2 seasons ago. And he throws that one up onto the near side, looking for Greasiak. Greasy might have gotten away with a high tackle, but PNG will come back through Sui, picked up nicely. Sears had it, lost it, got it again. Tried to go over the top. McGettigan keeping vigil there for the U.S. Ball is in the half-forward opportunity for the U.S. on the forward side. The umpire crosses his arms like the Monsignor, and we'll have a ball up down to the boundary line with SWB.
Thanks, Brian. Just at the huddle at three-quarter time, that passage of play just there absolutely embodies what the coach of PNG spoke about in the last quarter. Give them absolutely nothing. They're playing for pride. Don't take your foot off the pedal at all, and that's what we've seen so far.
Anything from SWB?
Sorry, Dan. You'll look the same from up here.
Well, that'll get you in. Well, I've just got a call. Just got a call from the Human Rights Commission there about that comment, Brian, but no, I'm just kidding.
I've got diplomatic immunity.
It is Melbourne, beware. As this kick now off, well, a diving Freeman there as he was tackled, gets it over the line. We'll have a boundary throw in forward pocket here for the United States.
I have a word about John Freeman. This is only his second full year of football, and he was probably Rookie of the Year last year for the Nashville Kangaroos for the USAFL, and that's what Tommy Ellis was talking about, not necessarily in terms of experience, but they're all competitors.
Wilhelm wins the tap down. Ball on the deck, contested footy, and the umpire says we'll have, free kick. Yep. I thought that was going to be a ball up. It's going the way of PNG and the way of Icy in the back pocket here for the Mozzies, and he brings it back in, kick up into the direction there of Akai, but a great mark taken there by Lundfeld. Plays on quickly, hands off now here to Fisher. His kick across the face, trying to centre the footy. Ball's on the deck, and well, going up and over and there was Johnson, and away come PNG over the half-back flank out towards centre wing in the direction. Oh, yeah, takes a great mark and plays on, takes a bounce, takes another, kicks it now in towards the direction here of Watovo. Couldn't take the mark. Great work there from the United States defence, but it falls right to the deck. Here's the kick from Sui, and he sprays it right across the face and through just for the minor score, and the United States off the hook there. 11-2-68. The United States trail 5-5-35, 3:40 gone, final turn.
I'll tell you what, there's more hitting in this game than probably what you'll see in a UFC. Just a lot of bumping back and forth, more bumping than bumper cars. And out on that far side, the ball is marked by Ben Judge for the Des Moines Roosters, who takes the ball in the inner arc of his own 45-meter arc up the left side on the wing position. And that ball is sailing away over the fence. It's out on the full as the umpire pretends he's an airplane landing over at Tullamarine. 11-2-68 the score. It's a 33-point difference. 5-5-35 ball back into play. And that one is kicked. They tried to hold a raffle. Going to ground then again with Scotty Johnson. Stacks on the mill. Everybody down mushroom farming. Ball squirts out. Oh, kicking in danger maybe. Carpenter picks it up. Just got a toe to it. And then a second effort. That one pushed forward into the center circle. Oh, Wilhelm tried to go over the back. And he took out his man there. It finds DePina. DePina is cleaned up. And then picking it again, there is Levi. Levi is stood up as they try to get it. Ball squirts out like a greased watermelon. Picked up by Logo on the far wing position. Ball cried the crowd. Poot said the umpire, and there it is. It's holding the ball, and it'll be a free kick going the way of PNG. So the hitting's picked back up again, fellas.
I think it'll be an American free kick. Umpire accidentally pointed the wrong way.
I think USA need to make sure they make the right decisions. We had that chance over here before. He went too lateral, had Dragus one out in the square. You need to use that when you can.
I hate when that happens. Go ahead.
The kick in short. Restrepo tries to centre the footy in the direction of Freeman. Takes a good mark. About 45 out from his own goal, and he's going to hurry this one up. His time will be the enemy here of the United States. With 5:20 gone here in the final term. Quite the mountain to climb, but they're going to give it a crack anyway. Here's Freeman. Now he's going to line up directly in front from about 5-degree angle. And he kicks this one straight down the guts. And it's the big six there for Freeman. And the United States claw their way back. It's 11-2-68. The United States 6-5-41. 6 gone here for final turn.
Quick ball movement there from the USA. They got that free kick up on centre wing. There was a bit of confusion over whose free kick it was, but they got it. They moved it quickly.
Let's cross down boundary side to BWS.
Amongst the Revolution fans down here, they know they're still in this game. Are you guys going to win it? Fantastic stuff.
Thanks, BWS.
In his element down there. Surrounded by women in his element.
He's posting through the pack there with Zakari. And, well, good tackle applied there by Lundfeld, winning the holding the ball decision. Here's Wanyamu, his kick up towards the half-forward line. And, well, good spoil affected there. It's on the deck. Dragus couldn't take it. Comes back now here towards the 50-metre line. In there is Jan Barafu, and, well, ball on the deck. Umpire says, I'll have it.
High tackle.
High tackle. Oh, okay.
The US.
The United States.
Better though, the US. They're moving it much better this quarter.
And Dragus is going to line up from about 45, 50 out, 6:40 gone, and he's going to take a shot. Why not? You have to, with the, as we talked about, the clock expiring here, and he's going to have a good hard crack at it. In he comes. Dragus with the kick, and he's just put it to the right. Just the minor score. That's 6-6-42. Papua New Guinea 11-2-68. 7 minutes gone. Final turn.
Saying the USA Freedom down there. Of course, they play tomorrow at Melbourne Uni against the European Crusaders. A very important game for them. They need to win to advance to the women's division semi-final. Their goal is Etihad Stadium. As the ball comes back in the play out of the kick out. 2-on-1 contest. Trying to rise there was Sui. Trying to go up against Garthright. Ball on the ground, and it looks like a rugby scrum. And the umpire crosses his arm. Actually, I believe he may have called. Nope, he did say he was just telling him to get up. So he sends that to the heavens. Gravity takes effect. Good job of the hit out there by the man in Lindfeldt, who backs it backwards. And went soccered off the ground. Going after it with Simpson. Puts his head over the ball. Knocked over one man. Just got it free. And then backing his way over the line was Ameas Wartovu. And will be a boundary throw in. A little bit of conversation here. No, they're going to call it. Well, I thought they were going to call it as deliberate. But in fact, it'll be a boundary throw-in. as the umpire throws the ball. It comes spinning back in the play. It's taken down there by Scott Johnson, who's had a fair bit of the football in the second half. Running through that one is Logo. Looks in there, man, for Soong. Soong goes into the middle of the ground as they look inboard. Johnson dropped the pill, and then 3 guys fell over him. But in fact, it was going to be, looked like a low tackle as he got legged. It'll be a free kick to the man in Scotty Johnson for Papua New Guinea on the wing position in front of the 3 of us and the crowd here in Montrose.
So the kick in towards the half-forward line. Plenty of jerseys.
Oh!
Taken there by Taiji. One-handed. Cool as you like.
How do you spell relief? T-Y-E-B-J-E-E.
And his kick now, he centers the footy, and well, Sally Ty, that's the mark of the day by a long way as Restrepo has the footy now. Kick straight into the man of the mark, undid their good work. Here's the kick now, coming in from Phillip in towards the goal square. It might bounce all the way through. Away is going to make sure of it, and in it goes for the 6 points. 12-2-74. The United States 6-6-42, and well, just when you thought the United States, the pendulum was swinging their way, it swings right back.
Well, it shows the importance of the 1%er, doesn't it, with the smother, and they caught them up on the counter-attack, PNG.
The 1%er in that counter-attack, that's probably the one thing PNG have done since quarter time. They've counter-attacked well, they've got out the back, and they're just too quick.
Well, they had the momentum there, and it slowly collapsed like a flan in a cupboard. And as we come back into the center of the ground, it's looking pretty dark, as it's is that 28 points now? No, that's 32.
Just dark for the USA, man. The sun's out. It's shining bright here for everyone else.
Deep in the heart of Texas as the ball is called off. And the umpire says play on, and Carpenter does, sending that one into the mixing machine inside the square. Bops away from McGettigan. McGettigan punches it to his own advantage, but there were 3 black jumpers there, and Papua New Guinea will try and get it out as they go to the man there in Ikupu, trying to get it out of the back. Ball's on the deck, and the ball will show itself out. Boundary throw it as we have 10 minutes gone, 7.5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Papua New Guinea 12-2-74 leads the U.S. 6-6-42. Here in Montrose, in front of the mountains, that looks like central Pennsylvania, as the ball comes spinning back in the play, Steve.
I think it's pretty generous to call them mountains, as he says Draggers. And a quick hands out now here to Benno. Will take it though, as Benno will take the footy away and kick it up here towards the centre wing. Contest there between Judge and Oya. Evades both of them, and the boundary line, the victor in that contest, will have a boundary throw in.
Do you think Donald Trump would enjoy this game?
It is the best game.
Too. It's an hour apart. An hour apart. One an hour.
I don't know. I mean, he seems to like golf. I mean, you know, he seems to branch out. That's probably about as best as he does. I don't know.
Get him in the colours next time out.
Listen, get Joe Biden here, because he was at the MCG a couple years ago and he really enjoyed it.
So the kick now in towards the half-forward line for Papua New Guinea, taken here by Bubagai. He kicks this one in now. Taken almost by Judge. Oya's in there also for PNG. Evades a couple of tackles. Get the hand pass off now here to Gorogo with a kick into what's taken away. Parika in the goal square. And he decides to play on and check side. Snaps off the boot. And just like that, 7th goal of the game for Parika. The 13th for Papua New Guinea. 13-2-80. They lead the United States 6-6-42. Nearly 12 minutes played here. Final term, gentlemen.
What about that piece of play from away, though? The scrubby kick came in, hit the deck. He got around one player, got past the second one, quick handle over the top, and that was just brilliant play. Low centre of gravity. You're just too quick, Damo.
Yeah, I love the wry smile from Parika. Even before he took the mark, he had a smile on his face.
He's counting them off, too, on the replay screen. He's going to run out of fingers, Brian, by the end of this one.
You know what? If he was a soccer player, someone would probably lay into him. I'm not suggesting that happens, but I'm just saying he better watch himself as the ball comes back into play.
Not such a veiled threat, I'd say, but anyway.
I'm backing him in.
Listen, you've got Manley Johnson out there lurking. You've got Clyde Simpson out there lurking. But in any event, here comes So Long, straight in the middle of the ground, going right down the guts again. Garth Wright couldn't get to it. Here it is. Oh, wide open, and another goal. And this one goes to Jambarupo. And they are just making it look too easy. They're like white witches' hats at the moment, as that takes them on the 4-2-86. It's now a 44-point lead, and what was a close game is now more further apart than Australia and New Zealand, or at least as much as they'd like to be.
It's what we call party time around here, Brian, for PNG. Everyone's getting in. They're trying to get their name in the paper.
Well, you can buy Sam a drink and get his dog one too, because that's for PNG. And I'll tell you what, their grand finals hopes are very much alive. We talked about percentage. The U.S., they needed to keep this game close, but PNG is doing themselves all the favor, Steve.
Absolutely, as the ball comes down back out of center, and it's all PNG again.
Just a
Here's
wave.
Laurie Logo. Got tackled, dropped the ball into the opinion of the umpire, and winning the free kick. Here are the United States. They're going to play on quickly, or at least they thought they were going to. Here is Hansen now, sporting a haircut of the 90s boy band of the same name. This one back out now, here to Linfeld, taken across the boundary line. PNG win the footy. He kicks up towards the half-forward line, was smothered off the boot brilliantly, and we'll get a boundary throw in.
They're running in waves though, PNG. I know they didn't get that centre clearance, but if they did get away with that one next handball, there was about 5 blokes waiting to get in on the act.
So 13 and a half gone here, final term. In comes the boundary throw in and over the top. There goes Phillip. Ball on the deck, comes out down there. Here's the half-forward line in the direction of Oea. Did well, brilliantly tapped on, intended there for Johnson. Good, didn't get through to him. The United States with the footy on the half-forward line. Plenty of tacklers there for PNG. Hand pass over the top. It's all Papua New Guinea. In comes the kick in the direction of Parika. Great work there from Judge. It comes out now, trying to evade the tackle with Sowaway. Gets the hands off there here to Taranga. High up and under in towards the forward line. And over the mark!
No,
not paid.
No,
Not paid.
He didn't catch it.
Kicked now and coming back in. It matters not, because in come PNG for their 15th goal of the game. And just like that, off the bat, I believe that was Scott Johnson with the goal. 15-2-92, 6-6-42. Look at that beautiful snap right out of the guts. And well, that's one right into the guts of the United States, Brian.
They're just not playing them tight. PNG is just picking out all their spots. It's like going to a laundromat. You just select what you want, or an automat. I said laundromat. Well, another swing and a miss from Barish as the ball comes back in the middle of the ground. It's 50 points. And
PNG free.
Yep. Yeah. And another unforced error, just like, well, either way, it's another unforced error, just like Uncle Smedley's third marriage. As he goes out to the left side, they cut back into the middle of the ground, but once again, well, except that's going to be holding without the footy, or tackling without the ball. Here is Brent Fisher from the Minnesota Freeze, and by the way, hello to everyone watching in Minnesota. Forgot to mention them. Put that one on a string for Freeman. So the mark was right on the paint. The kick will be from about 50 meters out. This will be at least a morale booster from Freeman, who kicked one from before. I think he's trying to psych himself up, or at least trying to psych out the man on the mark. The kick is on the way. It's tailing left, and it's through for 1 point, only 1 point. USA 6-7-43. PNG 15-2-92, 49-point difference. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the final term.
Can you see your way back, Brian?
So as the kick comes in, and trying to take the mark from behind there was Johnson.
Not even with all the rocket boosters in the world at this point, sad to say.
Here's Garth right now. He's won himself a free kick. He kicks this one in deep in towards the forward line here for the United States. Looking at the back there was Carpenter, and the ball goes out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in, and appeals for deliberate, but I think that's a pretty hard sell. With a minute and a half left here in this footy game, and well, the Papua New Guinea two-time champions, showing exactly why they are exactly that. Here comes the boundary throw in, one down there by Ikupu. They come up by hand, but right back to Wilhelm. He bombs this one in the direction of goal, might not have the carry. Nice mark, taken at the death. And I didn't see who that was.
It's
Johnson. Yes, it's Kyle Johnson, and he's going to line up directly in front, and he's going to get a late one here for the United States, and he puts it through. 7-7-49, that brings the United States to trailing Papua New Guinea 15-2-92 with less than a minute here to play in regulation, and one late for the fans there, Brian.
It has to be said it's a consolation goal, but I think that's a statement in a sense, because Kyle Manley Johnson, he is the captain of this team, man who's really matured in his time in the USAFL, and he deserves a goal out of this game. 92 plays 49, 30 seconds to go. Out in the middle there, Taibji with the handball, looking for Freeman. Doing went off the defender. He keeps it in front of him. Good shepherd there by Taibji. They're working around the Fisher. Fisher comes out on the near side for Simpson, who takes a chest mark. Boy, that was a courageous mark right in front of us as he was wearing Terang like a mink coat. And down straight in the middle of the ground. Handballs it back to Fisher. 8 seconds, a 25-meter penalty is going to no advantage rather. And the siren is going to go here as it's one last kick for goal. Is it there? Yes, it is. Solway Taibji, I believe, was the one that got it. No, in fact, it was John Freeman. And right on the siren, that's full time. But the USA got one right at the death
to make it a little more equilibrious, and that'll be some momentum. As we go, the final score, it's the USA Revolution 8-7-55, PNG 15-2-92. A good win for PNG. They just got up in the third quarter and were too good.
Indeed, Brian. Great game of footy there from Papua New Guinea. Matt, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on that final term in the game?
Final term was just, well, again, it epitomised what PNG are about. They're about running hard, going quickly, and they did that. Like I said, there was a couple of times just running off the back of the square at the centre bounce and just moving the ball quickly. 1%, as Damo mentioned as well, they're always just getting out the back.
Let's cross boundary side now here to Dan Sensik.
Well, he only kicked 7 goals today, 7 out of 15, but it was a 10 out of 10 effort here from Parika. Well done, mate. Absolutely sensational game.
Yeah, the boys were pretty good at the first quarter, second quarter, and we came back too strong.
What's it mean for you? Obviously, big occasion. USA had come in as probably the favourites. Did you guys build that up much during the week?
Yeah, they were much. They were in the media so strong, so on the YouTubes and stuff. So yeah, all the boys were pumped up.
What about yourself, mate? You might end up getting picked up by an AFL club off the back of today's effort.
Yeah, the boys just keep feeding me. Yeah, kick 70 goals, 6.
Follow an AFL club?
Sorry?
Follow an AFL club?
Yeah, Melbourne.
Melbourne supporter, so we'll be getting to the MCG tomorrow then. You might be able to teach him a thing or two.
Yep.
Get BWS to give him a lift.
Well, Parika, thanks, mate. Good luck.
Well, thanks, Dan. That was Dan Sensik with Mamua Parika. 7 goals this afternoon. And sorry, go back to your thoughts, Matty. Just dominant performance.
Yeah, it was just that speed out of the contest. And they like we said, USA needed to isolate Dragus. And, well, PNG showed them how to do it with their man Parika. He kicked 7, and every time he got a one-on-one, I don't think there's a person in the International Cup to be able to deal with him on the run or one-on-one. He's a strong man, Damo.
Indeed, and he was just absolutely magnificent. Not only his kicking, but his presence down forward was big for Papua New Guinea as they celebrate in the middle of the ground.
For a second, I thought you sounded like Richie Beno going absolutely magnificent.
No. Cricket fan as well?
Yeah.
I love the Australian sport.
I love it.
He's got a citizenship application in, we know about. Anyway, it's on the test, mate.
He's just faking the accent. He's really an Australian.
No, mate, what do you think?
So, Brian, as a USA fan, now you got the game against France last game. What's going to be your take on that? And, you know, it's important, obviously, to get a big win. France bottom at the moment, but you don't want to take it for granted, obviously.
No, you don't want to take it for granted. And what Tommy Ellis is going to tell them is just go out there and play their game. I mean, there's a reason that every single guy is here. They're good footballers. They're going to need to really take it to France. And the only thing that's really going to get them into the grand final at this point, they're going to need a huge win. They're going to need points. They're going to need to man up on their defenders a lot quicker. They're going to need to be straighter and more efficient with their disposals. They really got to get back to the fundamentals. That's what it is. It's not impossible at this point, but you know, this win is very important. This would have been a very important win to keep their destiny in their own hands. It's out of their hands at this point. All they can do is go up against France and really try and take them on as best they can.
And just quickly, how have you seen the team progress, particularly from last time out in the International Cup? What's your perspective on that?
I mean, this is the best U.S. team I've seen them play. And the fact that PNG handled them today says a lot about them. And hats off to them. And my apologies to Parika. You know, the man deserved to celebrate. I mean, he had an absolutely wonderful game. So I don't want there to be an international scene there. But in point of fact, you know what? This is the fittest team that they brought. I saw them play last year as a warm-up, and they were missing half the guys that were out here on the crew, and they played really, really well. So I mean, they're progressing, and I think Tommy Ellis is going to tell them to keep their heads up because either way, they still have 2 more games left here in Melbourne.
And I think we're waiting for Dan Sensik, who's standing by, the PNG coach, actually. I think we're going to take that a bit later. But we'll go quickly to a break and we'll come back. It was the Papua New Guinea Mosquitoes 15-2-92 victorious over the United States 8-7-55 here. Round 3 International Cup action. You're listening to the home of the Eastern Football League, 98.1 FM.
It's important to tell our loved ones how much they mean to us, so don't wait till tomorrow. Say it now. During hashtag Say It Now Week, Tobin Brothers Funerals is encouraging you to tell loved ones what an inspiration they are and how much they mean to you.
Say it now, say it out. How you really feel and
Hashtag Say It Now week, August 14 to 20. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
Join the Eastern Football League media team for full coverage of the 2016 EFL season. From 1 p.m. every Saturday, the team dissect each of the 22 senior matches on the warm-up. The action kicks off from 2 p.m. with the EFL Game Day broadcast bringing fans a full play-by-play call of the game of the round. From 5 p.m. it's back to the studio for the post-match and a full wrap of the day's games. EFL Game Day, 1 to 6 every Saturday afternoon as you love it local. A new time and a new team, driving you home in 2016. Join a brand new lineup for The Huddle as the gang take a light-hearted look at the Eastern Football League every Friday night. More importantly, the team will reveal the ins and outs for this week's round of matches. The Huddle, 4:30 to 6:30 every Friday evening as you love it local.
Go Zebras! And the Dockers.
Can the Eagles.
Up the Bulls.
Tobin Brothers Funerals, serving all supporters in the Eastern Football League since 1934. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
Program sponsor.
EFL Saturday Game Day continues. Let's head back and go local for your footy.
Welcome back to EFL Game Day, indeed, International Cup Game Day, because it was a magnificent victory there from Papua New Guinea, showing exactly how dominant they are in the international scene of Australian rules football. They prevailed over the United States of America to the tune of 37 points this afternoon. A great exhibition of international football. Matty Fodia joins me. You loved that, didn't you?
I loved Paruika up forward, man. He was dynamic. He was what we need more in the game. A few more larrikins, a maverick, if you will, Damo. He was great. There was a lot of heat early on in it, but like we said, the boys settled down. Maybe they were a bit excited to be playing in front of so many local fans down here. We've got the Red Army of Blackburn and the home club Montrose. They were out in numbers. And I think after they settled down, PNG just showed class and they just ran all over the top of them.
Oh, I love the confidence of the Papua New Guineans as well, particularly the celebration.
Well, a lot of them, like you said, Dane, they were calling their shots. They were celebrating before they'd even kicked the football. But they proved well. They only kicked 2 behinds for the game, so they were fantastic in front of goal.
As Montrose come out onto the field here in front of their home supporters at Montrose.
And some overseas ones. And some overseas ones, mate.
They have their American supporters, don't they?
Yeah, well, like we said, USA had a massive cheer squad, and as Brian said, you had the 2 teams, had the 2 female teams on hand, plus the wives and girlfriends down here, but so many USA fans, and they're on the Montrose bandwagon now.
Yeah, plenty of American flags out in full force despite the loss today. Well, time to turn our attention now to the EFL match of the day between Montrose and Blackburn. Peter Baird joined us. Frosty, a fantastic effort today from Papua New Guinea, but also whether it'll be interesting to match it